Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
You've had an opportunity to see lots of changing weather from the other side of the river.
Yes, and it changed pretty quick. I mean, once the rain and those days in the 70s, the bigger part, I think, is the night temperature, getting up into the 50s. That really made a difference, and the trees just exploded.
Change is
Mostly
good.
into my sinuses, but the big change in the view.
Yeah, change is good.
Oh, it is.
We've had some changes in the real estate world.
There's been some things going on.
And there's some changes coming up on the national side.
On the national side. And they're settling some of it, or at least the other side is agreeing that they're going to settle. They agree with what terms of the settlement are, I think is probably the better way to put it. So we'll see. The judge has got that now, and he'll make the decision where we're going to go from there. A lot of the things that you read about are not necessarily, they're people's projections of what it is. There's two things that changed. You can't put the compensation for a buyer's agent, you can't list it in the MLS. It's like usually when you look at the sheet for a listing, you put in there buyer's compensation 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. So now you can't do that anymore. That is really the biggest part of it. That people are like, oh, the prices are going to drop. It's going to be the greatest thing since mom's milk. I mean, prices aren't going to drop really at all.
The commission split's going to drop.
Well, but the prices aren't going to drop, and the homes are still going to be the same. So we're going to have to come up with ways. You can still put it in on your website. You can still put it on the company website. You can. There's still a bunch of different ways that you can get that out there to people, so that the buyer's agents, who's going to bring the buyers to your home, can be compensated for the time and effort that goes into that. On the listing side, it's not going to change at all. I mean, it's going to be, everything has always been negotiable. There is no magic number. They kept coming up with 6%. Everyone's different. You sit down with people, you talk to them. Under this set of circumstances, it may be this much. Under this set of circumstances, it may be a different number. Those are the kind of things that have always been negotiable. And that's, that there's a great Wizard of Oz sitting up there deciding these numbers, from behind the curtain with all this stuff going on. That's never been true. And they look at the national numbers, and whereas all real estate is local. We're in a totally different environment. Mm-hmm. The average price of a home nationwide is over $400,000. Ours is, I think, like $236. Big in the volume that they're doing in a lot of these other places compared to, we do a lot for the size that we are. We do a lot of houses here. There's a lot of houses get bought and sold in this area, but we're in no comparison to a lot of these other markets. So we say all real estate being local, everything's always been negotiable, and we'll continue along that line, and it'll work out. Buyers are going to come. They're going to, the other part of it is that you can't show a home to somebody without a signed buyer's agent rep. And so it's a new form that we're going to use. Now, they've had that here for...
One more form.
Yeah. They've had it here in Arkansas for a while. They've had it in really a handful of states nationwide. And my opinion has always been that people don't want to marry you the day they come into Mountain Home. They want to date you for a little while. They want to see that you like the same things. They want to see that you're on the same plane, as they are. And, so you'd work with somebody for a while, and then if you're gelling, you go forward. Because we've had a number of clients that have come to us saying, well, I worked with Agent X, and what a mope. Oh, my God, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's their perception. The agent may have been having a good day. Good agents. People, I go, oh, okay, it's unusual. I'm sorry you had that experience. What can I do to help you? What can Linda do to help you? What can Darlene do? What can Jason do? Whatever the case is going to be. Because that's going to happen. Because I'm sure that there's people that have left us after a day or two and go, what a mope. I mean, that's going to happen. That's just human nature. So, so they want these signed documents before you take people out. And we'll work around that, and we'll work, not work around it like trying to avoid it, but we'll work to get that developed. I had some people in the office on Monday. They came in to town. They'd been here a couple of years ago, and now they're starting to look a little more seriously. But they're still not ready for 2 years. They got things they want to do to their house. He can't go for 2 years before he can retire. She's retired already, and that's everybody's situation is different. And we sat in the office and we chatted for 2 hours. Showed them homes that were available. No reason to go look at any of them because they're not going to be on the market when
They may not be on the market in 2 weeks.
Exactly. Well, and that's why I told them. I says, unless you're ready to go forward, there's really very little we can do here. You can start to get your finances together, start to see go get pre-approval, get some idea of what it is going to take for you to be able to move into the market, get your home appraised. Where they're out in a kind of a unique area. Go get the home appraised. See what homes are selling for out there. See what you can do on that. And so I spent about 2 hours. How much is my time worth? And that's part of the argument on this. Is how much is my time worth? So what do I do? Send them a bill? No, it's what I do. I mean, this is what I do here. I pay to be here in front of you every week to get this information out. I mean, to let you know where we're at with the market, what's going on with This Week in Real Estate. We're not going to charge people for that, and I just don't know where that's going to end up working out. But if we got to get documents signed before we can show houses, then that's what we'll do.
How long is that document good for?
Well, they're good. There's time frames on there. You can make it for 1 day. You can make it for one showing. You can make it for, it's kind of like a for sale by owner. You can make it.
You're not signing the marriage license.
No, but buyers are going to have to be careful with that and know what they're signing, because we've had agents we had an agent call from, I think it was Hot Springs, called Linda saying, "Are you working with Mr. and Mrs. Smith?" And Linda says, "Yeah." She says, "Well, I've got a buyer's agent with them. And so if they buy anything, we're in on the commission." It's like, whoa. So, that's, for me, that's the downside of that. I don't know if we're going to have to put geographical restrictions on it or something, because people are looking, they're not paying attention to that. And you're not up here showing them anything. Why should you, because you had them sign something, be eligible for funds? So it's, things have changed before. They went through, everybody used to, before my time, but everybody used to represent the seller, excuse me.
Yes.
And then they went to buyer's
then
agency
Google came
for
up.
that, and that was a good thing. And the property disclosure and how that's changed over time. It's probably picked up 5 pages in the 15 years, 16 years we've been doing this. It's picked up that many pages, and because things develop, there's different things that we do now that we didn't do before, and that's good.
In the mid-'80s, a listing agreement was a 1-page,
I'm sure.
2 initials and 1 signature page.
There you go.
Period.
Yeah.
And a buy-sell agreement was 1 page, place for the buyer to sign, place for the seller to sign, real estate broker sign, and the agent sign. 4 signatures. It's done.
Done.
Today, it's a small book.
Oh yeah. I mean, now I had an agent we had a couple that moved to Virginia. So we were selling their home here, and they were going to buy a home there. And she asked for the contract, just to kind of see where we were with it and stuff. She's doing her due diligence and things. So I sent her the whole package. I sent her our property disclosure, the contract, and everything else. So she called me back 2 days later. She said, "Where's everything else?" I says, "What everything else? Did I miss something?" No, that's everything. "Well, no, this property disclosure is only like 12 pages. I said, "Yeah." She says, "Well, ours are 45. Yeah. Like, you got to be kidding me. No, in the contract, I forget how many pages the contract was.
We can send you some more pages.
I mean, if you want, I could fill up your fax machine if you want, but yeah. And that's, in California, it's the same way. People come here and then we go talk to them. It's like, They're dumbfounded when they come here.
With all that said, the main point is things change.
Yes, sir.
Things evolve into changes. Make sure you read what you're signing and understand what you're signing before you sign it.
Yeah, yeah. And being a class action suit, the only ones that are going to make any money on this, people think they're going to get thousands. There's postcards that are going around. I got one at Jason's house and I got one of mine. You know, if you bought and sold real estate, I said, this is going to turn into another Camp Lejeune or another talcum powder or another whatever the other ones that are, you know, that you see at night on TV. This is going to turn into the same thing. And the only ones that are going to make any money are the lawyers. Mm-hmm. Lawyers are making, they're complaining. The complaint is about commissions on percentages, whereas they're charging, it's like 36% for their work. So it's a little frustrating when you're on this side of it. It's a little frustrating when you see what's going on. But we'll go forward from here, and you know,
We should probably look at some numbers.
we can do that. This week in real estate, there were 67 new listings came on the market. 4 commercial properties, 18 parcels of land, but 45 homes came on the market, and that's up 20 from last week. They range in price from $40,000 to $1 million. 6 of them are taking backups. There were 41 sales, 8 parcels of land, 33 homes sold. They range in price from $35,000 to $544,000. So the average sale price this week was $241,000 with 107 days on market. There was one really old house that sold. A total of $7.9 million in residential real estate closed this week. 16 properties expired. There were 11 residential price changes, and there are 55 residential pendings waiting to close. Currently, we have 313 homes listed on the MLS. Year to date for 2024, there's been 264 homes have sold. The average sale price this year is $238,000 with 91 days on market. Last year, there had been 274 homes that sold with an average sale price of $221,000 with 91 days on market. In 2022, there had been 361 homes that sold already by this time, year to date. 361 homes that sold with an average sale price of $221,000. In 2021, there had been 324 homes that sold with an average sale price of $183,000. So those were the big COVID years when people were, you know, just everything was getting scooped up. And in 2019, the year before COVID, there had been 278 homes that sold, and the average sale price then was $146,000. So when they talk about the interest rates, and they say, oh, well, the interest rates, they used to be, you know, 12 and 15, but the average sale price of a house was $60,000. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't know what the national average was.
Let's back that
on
up
that
too.
house.
Minimum wage was $3.35.
Yeah, but percentage-wise, wages haven't kept up. And that's why these kids, the first-time home buyers, they can't even get started. The
Right.
rent is so expensive, and they can't save enough money because it's so expensive to live. Now you've got, you know, iPhone 12s and 15s and all the other things that we, you know, $4. They didn't have $4 coffees then either. So those are the kind of things that you got to kind of look at your expenses and take a look. But the fact that more homes are selling, and more homes are selling nationwide right now, I think they're kind of getting more used to the 7% as a rough number. And I think that because of that, they're just adjusting their spending habits in other ways, you know. And we'll see how things go.
There you go. How'd they get you?
Call my honey. You want to call my honey? Do yourself a favor. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net. We'll be at Troutfest next week, and you can stop by and see us down there. We'll have a booth set up as we always do. We've been going there for probably 15 years. So stop by there and say hi. But the best thing to do, call Linda. She's at 870-405-0793.
There you go. That's This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora. We'll be back in just a moment.